this video we'll be looking at the hardware that is needed for our smart boards to work. This includes the 400, 500, 600 and 800 series boards. The components that are needed are the smart board, the projector and the computer. Let's start with the smart board. 90% of the installs of smart boards are fixed installs and are wall mounted. It's important that you remember about these installs the two major things, location and height. For location, it needs to be in a central spot that's easy for the students to access, so there are no hindrances for the kids to interact with the board. With regard to the height, it needs to be height appropriate to the students, unless you are going to be installing a step for the students to stand on and access the board. The USB cable is connected into the PC or laptop in order to make the board function. The second component is the projectors. Once again, most of the projectors are ceiling mounted in the middle of the classroom, and this allows for us to have less shadow. And because they're ceiling mounted, it's important to have a remote, as there are some extra functions that can enhance your lessons and help with classroom time. The projector's bulb is one of the parts that we really need to look after, because over time this can wear out a lot quicker than we wanted to, and we'd have to replace it. And normally it's cheaper to buy a new projector than to replace a bulb. So make sure that you switch it off with the remote or by pressing the buttons on the projector, not by switching it off at the mains. The cable that we use to connect the projector to the laptop is known as the VGA cable. And for PCs you'd need the blue one, and for our Mac computers you need the adapter to convert it into the mini port. The last component is our PCs or laptops or Macs. The Smart Notebook software can run on all of these, and it's important to try to keep your software up to date, not only the Smart Notebook, but the software that you're running on your computer. One of the things that I advise teachers not to do is to keep collections of their personal photos, videos, series on the computer. The more that we have on that computer, the slower it's going to run. So if you have an external hard drive, it's a good idea to take those pictures and those videos and keep them there. And try and keep your computer solely for school and lessons. If at school you have a place where you can store your lessons on a server, that's another good idea where you can save them in case something does happen to those lessons. When it comes to connecting the cables to the laptops, you need to take care, especially when putting in the VGA cable. We do not want to bend any one of the pins, as replacing that cable can sometimes be really difficult as it runs all the way through the ceiling to the projector. Thank you for watching this video, brought to you by the Technology Training Academy.